Spit to the beat. Podcast. It's all about inside the music industry.
Nobody do it better. And welcome to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacy, aka Beat Unstoppable Prayer. And we are back in the studio once again for another show. Great show I got lined up for you. I got a guest all the way from Maryland this time. So we're going to bring her on just a second. But before I get started, I always got to do the announcement where you can catch this show, clips of this show on my Facebook page at Stacy Beat Unstoppable Prayer or Stacy Spit to the Beat per year. Also, you can catch the full episode video on my YouTube channel at Spit to the Beat. Don't forget to go there and subscribe, like, and hit that notification button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And to my sponsors and all of my guest listeners, thank you so much for supporting this show, Spit to the Beat podcast. We're now over 25 episodes starting almost at the beginning of this year. So we are moving forward. I bring you new content every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. that you can catch this show audio version at www.spittothebeat.com or on my YouTube channel for the video version at YouTube at Spit, the number 2, DABEAT. So you can catch all those shows. Now, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Our first time we actually meeting. Got to talk a little bit before we started the broadcast. But I want to bring her on. She's all the way from Maryland, singer, Miss Tia Johnson. Welcome to the show, man.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Look, tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Tia Johnson, but my artist name is Lyrik. And I'm originally from Louisiana, as you said, and I now live in Maryland. My daytime, I'm an educator. I love doing what I do. But on the side, music has always been my heartbeat, and so which is hence the name Lyrik. So Lyrik is where it's at. It speaks for itself.
So coming up with your title, Lyrik, what type of music flows with that? What come with that? Your style?
Definitely neo soul, R&B, the vibe, the essence. Just put you in a zone. It makes you think, makes you really listen, and the music brings you in first, and then the lyrics just kind of capture you all together. So you just kind of in that element.
How long have you been singing, Lyrik?
I've been singing since I was a kid. 1 year old, I have a tape of myself. My family recorded of me singing "When Doves Cry" back in the '80s, and
Wow.
I knew just singing all along since I was little, just singing for fun, singing with my friends, just kind of getting together with my cousins, and we would always sing for my grandparents, So just like we had our pretend '90s girl group. I don't want to be in a girl group, so we just kind of did our own thing. We kind of yeah.
That was cool. And from then on, just kept on singing.
Yeah. And so I really wanted to take it to another level in terms of just not doing just, hearing their music, but really having something to say. And especially with all the music, the way the music is now, you got to have something to say.
Now, I know we talked before the broadcast about where you originally came from, Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your stay there before you made the transition up to Maryland as far as your singing career.
Well, actually, I was more of an instrumentalist there. So I started in middle school and high school playing in the marching band and being a percussionist. Only girl on the drum line. And then, there was others that followed me afterwards, but just kind of making a name for myself on the instrumentalist side. And everybody didn't really know I could sing until something came up where they asked somebody to sing. And I was singing and they're like, "Oh, wow, you can sing too."
Okay.
So it's kind of like one of those things, but I'm known there for more so playing the drums. So
yeah. Gotcha. Was there any big influence in your music career down in Louisiana?
I mean, other than my family, they big music lovers and love to sing, and every cookout, playing the Frankie Beverly and Mays and all the old school classes that we didn't want to hear as kids, but now I find myself listening to them more often now. So, but just growing up with that, just the music and everything being something that was always big for us. So just,
Mhm.
just wanting to sing.
Was there any performance you did down in on Bourbon Street? Anything like that?
No, I never. Like I said,
Really?
everything was all, percussion, being in a lot of parades and, different things like that. But it's always been me dealing in the on the instrumentalist side, never in the vocal side.
Okay. So now we take the trip to
Mm,
Maryland.
that's right.
Uh, 5 years later from now. Okay. So
Uh,
you're up there in Maryland. So how was your approach up there as far as getting into the music scene and letting
well,
everybody know?
Well, actually, so here, like, there's more opportunities to hang out in more of a social sense, like lounges. It's not more so club, it's more so lounges, and so it's for the 35 and up, the 30 and up. And so being in that atmosphere, seeing a lot of the live performances, and like, I want to do that too. Like, so I remember when I first moved to Maryland, doing an open mic in DC, and kind of just getting up there and just singing whatever was on my heart. And
Okay.
that was kind of like a taste. And I'm like, oh, I think I might like to do this. And so kind of put it on hold for a little while. But always had a desire to do it myself instead of just being the one in the audience, visiting all the lounges, all the live bands. So then from there, getting introduced to a vocal coach who kind of steered me to, hey, you should record some stuff that you're writing. You're actually doing. This is excellent. Like, you don't really need me to coach you. Like,
Yeah.
let's do the studio thing now.
Okay. Okay. So what are some of the old school music performers that really tied you into or just molding you into that music person that you
Man,
desire to be?
Whitney Houston is number one.
Everybody loves Whitney.
From from a kid, seeing
Okay.
her, like, I Wanna Dance with Somebody, when she came out in the '80s, and then going to the '90s when she came back with a more R&B feel, and I'm Your Baby Tonight, like that. I'm Your Baby Tonight probably played so much on my CD player, it was just not even funny. Like,
Mm.
if it could have burnt up, it probably would have burnt. It probably would have burnt up. I'm Your Baby Tonight, I know every single song on that the whole CD. So just seeing her and listening to her sing, she sang like she wasn't just like, your pop
Mhm.
person, but she sang like you could feel everything that she sung, and the lyrics like matched with that. And so that's what kind of set me in a, oh, I want to sing. I want to do that.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Look, I want to talk a little bit about your music, but before we get into it, the song that you sent me, we're gonna take a PA break and we'll be right back, okay?
All right.
Hey, this is Stacy, aka Beat Unstoppable Per You with Spit to the Beat podcast. Would you like to be my guest if you're a singer, songwriter, musician, producer, or promoter? Give me a call at 901-341-6777 or email me at myguest@spittothebeat.com. All right, we are back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacey, aka Beat Unstoppable Per You, and I'm live in the studio with my guest all the way from Maryland, Miss Tia Johnson. We're talking about her music and her music journey, how things have developed. So, Tia, we was talking about your music.
Hmm.
Want to touch bases on that and see this new song. How long has it been since you released some music?
March 30th was my album release
Okay,
for
cool.
the title. It was like an EP, really. Just about 4 songs with the introduction. And it released March 30th. But before
Mhm.
that, my first single, "All for Love," was released exactly a year before that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been about that. Yeah, since March, the last time I released something. So I'm gonna get back in there and
Yeah,
expand.
get back in the studio,
Absolutely.
huh? Okay, let's listen to the song
All right.
"All for Love."
All for Love. No one else captures me quite like you do. Your presence takes all of me, Total control, I can't love. Say it won't be and it can't be much love between us. There is more than enough. All for us. All for love. All for love. All for love. Nobody said that it wasn't gonna be tough. I signed up for all the above. All for us. All for love. All for love. It's not hard for me to see. You were made for me. I'm in love. So in love. Ain't no place I'd rather be. You were made for me. I'm in love. So in love.
All right, all right, all right. That was tight. That was tight. I mean, look, I'm about to grab my glass of wine,
Mm-hmm.
chill,
Right.
just sit back, just relax and enjoy that. Tell me about that atmosphere of producing that particular song.
Well, it was really a all hands on deck type thing. The day of recording, uh,
Hmm.
but just the the song itself, it's like got a twofold meaning. So it's you got your all for love, meaning an actual love story of someone else and being that person that's just made for them. And then you got the love of music as well. You got the restoration of what music is, falling in love with music again and bringing back that vibe that gives it, get the R&B feel, but then also it could just really put you in the zone with neo soul at the same time. So,
Yeah, I mean, it has a heavy, rich
yes.
tone to it, and it just really relax you. So I really enjoy listening to the whole song and stuff like that. And hopefully, I'm gonna go out there and get the rest of that music.
Yeah, get the rest of it. Get the rest of it. It's a good
Exactly.
story.
Let me ask you this: how's your percussion development as far as developing your music and stuff? How did that play a part?
Um, just having an ear and being
Hmm.
able to play. A lot of times in percussion, it's about ear. With the section that they say, okay, here's the song band, but then percussion is like, okay, I need a beat. You know, and it's really about providing the atmosphere, providing the heartbeat, providing what it feels like. Because the song could be tight, but if the beat is not there, it's over, right?
And how did Mu Phi Sigma come to play
Mufa.
a part? Did I
So
say that correct?
yes, you did. Mufa.
Okay. I want to be
It is a
respectful.
it is a national percussion fraternity.
Okay.
And upon moving to Maryland, I did join the former Washington Redskins marching band, and I was on the
Okay.
drum line. And so, in being on the drum line, um, I met our section leader. Actually, he was one of the founding fathers of Mu Phi Sigma. And so I kind of inquired about it, and I got, was able to afford the opportunity to be a part of it. And I got in touch with the founder. I actually talked to the founder, and he's a R&B legend. He's more so behind the scenes now, but he used to be. He was the founder of the group To the Extreme back
Okay.
in the '90s. The lead singer, D. Extra Wiley, and so he founded the percussion fraternity, but he also has him hearing me sing has also been a big influence with me. So he's been able to, really kind of I can shoot to him and he can give me his touch of, R&B and so on and so forth. So um that's how Mu Phi Sigma played in the part of Lyrik because
Okay.
those me joining that particular organization afforded me the network connections to be able to really hone in on being Lyrik and doing the thing I do as Lyrik.
How do you approach your songwriting? I know we talked a minute ago about the percussion part and the your flow, how you feel the tempo of your music, neo soul, and this and that. So, how your songwriting process?
It's inspired by whether it be true events or someone else's events or just whatever's on my heart. It truly tells a story. I don't like
Mhm.
writing anything that doesn't have a story to it.
Mhm.
Even one of my songs on on the EP that talked about up home, which what we call it when we go back home in Louisiana, we call it up home. And so it talks about different flavors and different things you can find in Louisiana. And so it kind of takes you through that story of what it's like a typical time in Louisiana, what it's like. So yeah, so that's primarily where it's at.
You haven't lost that Louisiana accent either.
No, not when I start talking about it.
Right.
Not at all.
I hear it coming through.
Yeah, big time, big time.
Yeah, that's amazing. What have been some of the memorable moments in your performance? I would say they're in Maryland, not Louisiana though.
I would say my most memorable performance was one of the last performances that I had.
Hmm.
My last performance was at a Cellar Steakhouse, and
Don't worry about it. I'll say you dog. It's all good.
my last performance was where it was like a smaller crowd, and it was no pressure, and I was able to truly like you just perform and get uh get into what I was doing, and it was like I said, it was a smaller setting, but it was to me was the most memorable because I got the crowd involved, and everybody
Hmm.
was up singing because I do covers as well as my original music, and so
Okay.
they were up singing. We did some line dance songs and stuff, and just kind of got them in there, and it was probably my most fulfilling and satisfying performance that I've done.
So with that being said, how do you what would you say to an artist that's coming up in the music industry? What pitfalls that information you give them to avoid, to stay away from, and stay consistent and persistent?
Mm, I would say stay away from negativity and allowing it to penetrate whatever you feel like you want to do because it's your vision, it's your dream. If no one else can tell you what you see and what you feel, um, some people may have experience in it, but sometimes other people's experiences are different than yours, and they can literally suck the life out of what you want to do. They can suck the life out of your dream and your vision. So just be careful about who you listen to and what their experiences are because it can really be a downfall. Um, and try to make as many connections as you can to be able to stay relevant and stay alive with it because a lot of times networking is the biggest picture.
Okay, cool. Hold tight one more time, Lyric, and we're gonna take another PA break. Be right back.
All right.
Hey, this is Stacy, aka Be Unstoppable Per You. Thank you for listening to our show, Spit to the Beat podcast. If you would like to be a sponsor, visit our website at www.spittothebeat.com and click the support tab and leave a donation. We really would appreciate it. Thank you again for listening. Also, catch every episode Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And we're back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm in the studio with my guest, Lyrik, all the way from Maryland, moved from Louisiana.
Right.
I messed with you a little bit, but glad to have you on the show. We've been talking about your music. We've been talking about your necessary steps. You just gave some valuable information to my audience about the pitfalls in the music industry and what you have faced yourself and what to stay away from. Definitely the negativity. I
Yes.
mean, it will crush many dreams, many dreams. So we definitely want to stay away from that and to continue to progress and push forward uh, with what you're doing. One other thing, we talked about your music. We talked about your songwriting and things like that. What aspiration, what projects are we working on in 2023 going into 2024?
So I'm going to be. Well, I've already started writing and getting different tracks from different producers that I know
Okay.
in different areas, and so I really am going to focus on expanding my EP into a full-fledged album, around about 10 songs probably,
Hmm.
and just kind of concentrate on just kind of build and continue to tell the story because I feel like my story's still being written, and so the EP was just a start. So me going back in the studio and after I get about 2 or 3 songs and kind of get it down and just putting them out there that way.
Okay, awesome. Look forward to it. You know, I know you're gonna get it back in that studio and get serious and get it now. Hey,
Yes.
are there any little insight right now that we may be able to talk about?
Um, so I think my next one would definitely be something of a reggae feel.
Okay, I like.
Because
Yeah.
I do appreciate Jasmine Sullivan, and one of her first ones she did was had a reggae feel.
Mm-hmm.
You bad, and so I can see a little bit of that coming in to mix with the neo soul. So that's where I'm gonna go with the first one's gonna have a little reggae bop to it.
Okay, cool. I can't wait to hear that. I can feel the bobbing in there right now. That's gonna be tight. That's gonna be really tight. Look, hey, I want to thank you again for spending a little time with me on Spit to the Beat podcast, all the way from Maryland, the singer, songwriter, lyric. She's got some great music. How can the people get information about you, all your social media platforms?
Sure. So my Instagram is _lyric, and lyric is spelled with a K, as you can see on my shirt, LYRIK, and then 82. So _lyric 82. My Facebook is the same without the underscores, which is LYRIK 82. If you are on my Instagram, you can get my digital page, which is my platform. You can see more live things, and my YouTube channel, The Real Lyric. And as far as my music, we can definitely go to any major music streaming platform. That's Tidal, that's iTunes, Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify. It's everywhere.
It's on all the social media platforms.
That's right.
You can find it there. Great. Awesome. So hold tight as I get ready to wrap up the show. I really do appreciate you again for joining me on Spit to the Beat podcast.
All right. Thank you.
Hold tight.